Hello and welcome. I am Stacy Thomas, author, ALS advocate, film producer, and talk show host. I'm here to motivate, educate, and entertain. Join me on YouTube every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Stacy Thomas Talk Show, where we have powerful discussions centered around health, relationship, careers, and everyday conversation. Follow me on Facebook, I am Stacy Thomas, on Instagram, Stacy Thomas Talk Show. And don't forget, I can promote you too. Email me at iamstacythomas@gmail.com. Now, it's time for the show. Hello, everybody. First things first, let's be thankful. Did you send up your thank you? Good people. This is the Stacy Thomas Show for all of you who are watching or who may be listening. We can be seen on Facebook, IG, or YouTube. Listeners can listen to us on Monday mornings at 6:30 a.m. on the Business Block, right? That's Cool 101.2 Pop out of Richmond. We have the station manager here with us tonight. And another plus for you guys, if you are in Mississippi, you can now hear us on WYAD 94.1 FM or digital stream it, wyadonline.com. Welcome, Barry Farmer, station manager for Cool 101.2 Pop.
Hello there, Stacy Thomas. How
How
are you
are
doing?
you? I'm good, and I guess you guys have seen me or heard me talk about Cool 101.2 Pop. Yes, I am a media personality that's blessed to be a part of Barry Farmer's show. Barry Farmer Company Media.
Mm-hmm.
Barry, we're going to get to some stuff about you, but first of all, I have to ask you, Barry, where did you start off at before you came to the radio station? Were you an entrepreneur before you got into
Oh,
radio?
so for about, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. For about 16 years, I worked in public education, doing everything you can think of. That was working with kids. I did behavior counseling. I did instructional assistant. I did office work. I actually worked in a child care center for a few years. I actually got into entrepreneurship because I wanted to own my own before and after school program. And then I went back into the school system after that program because I just didn't feel like doing it anymore. So when I was there, you sit in the place and you're like, "Nah, I don't want to be in four walls. I think I need to be more freer than this. I have the personality to just go out and meet people and like I like to semi entertain. So I'm like, okay. And I put that out on my Facebook one day. I was like, I should have been a news anchor or a radio personality.
Right.
And all of my friends who were in media was encouraging me, oh yeah, you would be great. You should do that. You should do one. And I was like, I probably would do radio because, you could just be behind the mic. There are really no cameras. You don't have to look like anything. There's no anything like that. So I went the radio route and I created the Barry Farmer Morning Show.
The Barry Farmer Morning Show. And
Mhm.
before we go any further, I would like to also shout out and give a huge thank you to Tawanda R. Parker. She's the sponsor of today's show. Congrats to Sassy Granny. She came out today, was released on Amazon with her second book, Sassy Granny's Old School Word Search Book. She also has the first book, which I should have put on here too, but it's all around baby boomers, the baby boomer era. So please check
Mhm.
out on Amazon. I do have the link in the comments section. So
All right,
Barry,
go Miss Tawanda. I hear
I
that.
love
I like the color too.
you like the color. I am so proud of her. Barry, when you said you would do radio,
Hmm.
did you actually think you would be as big as you are today? Like, what were you thinking in the beginning when you said, because you've tried these other things. So, how do I know how serious you was when you decided to do radio?
Big as I am today, I don't feel like I'm not there yet as big as I can be. But we're working on it. But you go into something, you have an idea of how something works, but in order to know exactly how things work, you have to connect with people. And I end up connecting with these great guys over at the Fam Radio Network. They have 101.1 The Fam.
Okay.
And they were just a wealth of information, really good guys, and just, answer questions, how radio etiquette is what I wanted to know. Right.
Radio
I just want to be somebody to walk in and turn on the microphone and just start talking. I wanted to have radio etiquette. I wanted to know the lingo when it comes to radio, what things I need to add in the show, what me and Sharon needed to do during the show to, be entertaining, to be, so how we can sustain the show. So those guys, they kind of helped mold the Barry Farmer Morning Show because they were teaching Barry how to do radio and not just be someone who has this like community sound, but someone who has a structured radio show that other stations would want.
Wow. And it's funny. Well, it's something, Barry, that you said you had a group of guys that were willing to teach you,
Hmm.
right? In today's world, Barry, I hear a lot of people saying for some reason it's hard to find someone to mentor you because people have a tendency to be afraid that you're going to be larger than them. What do you say now, Barry, to people like yourself? Because I know you're not one of those people that are
Hmm.
afraid to share information. You've educated me a lot about having my own station. What do you say to these people out here who run into entrepreneurs and for some reason they don't want to share information?
I'm never worried about that because what the lane that I created for myself is for me. Now, if you're trying to take the information that I've given you and go build something for yourself, have at it. There are like over 70,000 small businesses in Richmond. I mean, in the state of Virginia. There's
Okay.
still room for everybody, right? So if you can't be the only cake maker, you can't be the only bricklayer, you can't be the only architect. You have to do what you need to do for yourself and for your business. If you have your business, you start it and you do it your way, right?
Right.
But you still need knowledge of how the basics are done. Talk about how the basics are done, and then you rework it to fit the the vision that you have, basically.
Wow. Wow. And you started with, okay, so we got the radio, Barry, but you have
Mhm.
some other things up under Farmer Media. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Farmer Company Media is like our umbrella of Barry's ideas. So, things that Barry thinks he should be doing. And once again, it's something like the Be Lifestyle magazine, which I'm the publisher of that.
Beautiful
Started that.
magazine, by the way.
Thank you. Work very hard at it. Yes, we do. Um, that was an idea like another I should have a magazine. If I'm going to do I don't want to be just a radio show. I want to be a media firm where we can have all these avenues to help people promote themselves. And I was like, well, we can have a magazine. Let me take a crack at it. And I took a crack at it a few times. Even changed the name. The Be Lifestyle magazine is the second name. The first name was Lifestyle Blogazine. So it was more like a blog with pictures and stuff like that. But I was like, I want to reformat it to an actual magazine setting. I went and talked with one of my friends who had a magazine, and we sat down and we were chatting about the ups and downs of owning a magazine and having deadlines and getting ads and things like that. And I went to my own drawing board. I saw what they were doing, and you picked their brain. And I went to my drawing board, and I was like, well, what am I going to feature? What would make this marketable? What would make this useful? Things like that. And I renamed it B Lifestyle Magazine. And people are like, what's the B? What's the B? It's not Barry. Thank you.
It's
It's not
not
a band
Barry.
practice. It's not Barry. People think it was Barry. No, it is not Barry. It's the B stands for be authentic, be inspired, and be yourself. So those type of things that we need to put into our lifestyles, being authentic and being inspired by others, and then just taking what inspires us from others and being ourselves with it. So that is why that's what the B is for. So I started that right before the pandemic. Actually, I started that, and I printed some. I printed a few. I wanted to be a free magazine. I didn't want people paying for it. I wanted to be a free magazine.
Okay.
But printing is expensive.
Yes, yes.
You're doing a magazine. And I like, we don't think we got the budget to be printing off all these copies of these magazines and just having them. Where we're going to put them at, and how we're going to distribute them. So, continuing to do the magazine. The magazine will be 5 years old this year, I believe. So now what we do is we print the cover and we put a QR code on the front and you can read the magazine digitally. So we just made it a digital magazine that you can read from your phone. On the back of the cover is the table of contents to see who's inside, along with who's on the front, and some stories that are on the front, so everybody can get featured. And the magazine can be read online, and then we can save on printing, and we can put more pages in it. Like this last issue had like almost 50 pages. So
Ooh,
that is, it allows us flexibility. We can put links on the ad so they can go directly the to the website of the advertiser. So we're optimizing all the features that will help raise awareness for the brands that want to be attached to the magazine. So I try to rethink how I can keep this magazine going without breaking the bank and keep it free. So that is exactly what we did.
wow. Barry, with the
Hmm.
things that you've tried, right?
Hmm.
The things that you've done, and even with the radio and the magazine, you always seem excited, you always seem happy. Even when you allow me to come up and have networking events at the station.
Hmm.
Barry, you never show a sign of what some business owners, everything's getting gray on their hair, their beard, people are
Hmm.
stressed. You're always
Well, I
upbeat.
got the gray. Look at it. I got the gray system. I got that
Barry,
gray in there.
have you ever, and all that you've been doing, have fear ever tried to attack you?
Feel?
Fear.
Not. No, I wouldn't say it was fear. It was how many ways can I make this work? Like I don't want to let fear in. I want to think our way out of how can we make something work. What will work this time? What will work now? Because you always got to go to the drawing board. Start.
Mhm.
If you keep doing the same thing, then everything will go stale, and then you're like, well, nobody's paying attention. I'll keep on doing the same thing. So you had to pay attention to who I collaborate with, what those collaborations look like, what the programming look like. Because I'm the programming manager. Who can we bring on? What voices are strong in the community? What can the Bear from a Morning Show do for the community to help shine a light on something? Like we did the Foster the Mike week back in October to lead into National Adoption Month, which they usually highlights children in foster care who need adoption. So I decided to create this whole week of awareness for it, and we would welcome in different voices from around town. We played the kids' voices of what they're looking for in a family who are available for adoption. That was through our partnership with Virginia Kids Belong. We had guest hosts like Juan Condy came and graced the mics again for the radio. We had a few other guests that came in through that week, and it was just something different. Did a lot of press and went to, our friends at Channel 6 and went to Channel 12. And we
Well,
just wanted to make it a big deal because these kids are sitting around on TV begging for families. And I was like, what can we do? How can we do our part, with helping raise that awareness? So that was kind of like thinking outside the box, doing things that you wouldn't normally see or hear on radio. You don't really necessarily hear a child saying, well, I would like a mom and a dad and a brother and a sister who would like to go
right.
fishing, things like that. So we took those voices and we amplified those the best way we could. And, that's why I didn't get fear when doing business, because I'm always thinking of a way to collaborate with my business with others so we can keep things fresh and keep things community based.
I love it. And Barry, I was going to ask you about your advocacy. I'm going to
Hmm.
get serious for a moment. And I wasn't planning on, but you were. I wasn't gonna get deep, but I need you to say something.
Hmm.
You are or were a foster parent, right, Barry?
Hmm.
African American man. Number
Hmm.
one, Barry, tell us, because this is something you advocate for. Is the need still a large need?
Yeah.
Children need parents, right?
Hmm.
Barry, your children are not African American. What do
Mm,
you say to the parents that are out there that want children and want children to the point they don't care what race or nationality they are, but they're worried about what other people will say?
right. First, children don't care. So that's how that works. The children don't care what the nationality are, what the nationality is of the parents. They care about what can you, how are you going to take care of me, basically, and how are you going to be there for me. Now, on the parents' end, you do have to embrace culture and make sure they have racial mirrors to make sure they are balanced. And when they reach adulthood, so it won't seem so, you don't want to keep them in isolation so they can't relate to their culture when they're in this time, when it's time to do that. So that's when I'm doing speaking events, I make that very clear and, make sure that people understand that, like, yeah, my kids are white, but if you know that they still need to see people that look like them. And if you're like a white person adopting a black kid, then you need to make sure that they're seeing people on a daily basis that look like them, that they can interact with people that look like them, so they won't feel out of touch when meeting them. So in that part of there is a big need for foster parents. There's a big need for those who are willing to adopt older children, ages six and up, from foster care. So you should, if you ever thought about it, just go to an information session. Hit me up. I got the perfect place to send you. Uh, but with that too, that there is a great need for that, and that's why I use my platform when we can to help amplify that need. When I first started the radio show, everybody thought it was going to be a show about foster care. I'm like, nah, I live that life. I can't sit there and talk about it every day,
Right,
hour upon hour, but
right.
I will still use the platform to build the advocacy for it so people can keep hearing about it and seeing it, to keep it fresh in people's mind, because that's what we do in radio. We're promoters. We promote things that are important to us. We promote things that we feel are useful to our listeners, and same thing with people that are in TV. They promote things that they feel are useful to their viewers. So in hindsight, I'm still doing what I love to do, which is kind of like entertain in the morning and promote things that are important. And then we have our friends of the show who come in and give us segments about things that we know nothing about, but they're experts. So we let them come
Uh-huh.
and tell our listeners about it, because we're not going to pretend to know. And that in a nutshell, that advocacy and using our platform to do these many things in the community is what we're here for.
Wow, Barry, you're freaking awesome. And I've got to say this. You and your co-host, Sharon Lizzy, I've said to people that coming around Barry and Sharon, you'll get nothing but laughter, and it is very contagious. Your morning show, Barry, I am
Hmm.
sure you guys, well, I know you guys don't sit there quiet like mice and just play music. Tell us, why is it that people should tune in to the Barry Morning Show?
One thing about it, and so in radio, you have your different ways of entertaining people. And one thing we didn't want for the From Morning Show is to have like this negative undertone of content that we're picking on, we're laughing at people or things like that. We wanted to be a show, African American show, that kind of has this bubbly feel to it, where we can laugh at ourselves, or we can,
Right.
you know, give advice that we know from our experiences, give our opinion on things or debate on things that are not negative. Like we were talking about, do you want a gas stove or electric stove? Do you like a do you like a wood toilet seat, or you like the one with the cushion or something like that? We have those types of, so not to say that we don't get, our moments where we have to talk about tough things, but we don't it's not like we're picking on each other. We're kind of like shooting the crap with each other, like almost like your mama jokes. You don't mean it, but you're just having a moment right now. So you'll hear some of that on air too, of us laughing at each other or picking at each other a little bit, but it's not super negative, where nobody's embarrassed, nobody's being bullied or anything like that. We're just really good friends at the table, having a conversation.
Right, right. Barry, I want you to tell something before we go.
Hmm.
because it's something that has motivated me. Bear, when you first started the radio station, before you let us know how we follow you, for the entrepreneurs that are out there trying to figure out how to stop making excuses, Bear, where did you start your show at?
Yes, when we started the radio show, Sharon always says never despise humble beginnings, and that's for sure because we started the Bird Farmer Morning Show officially at Sharon's kitchen table.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes, we did. We started it, and the sound quality was absolutely horrible, but we kept working at it. We kept going. My first few shows were by myself. I was running around town interviewing people with my little microphone and my mixer, and I was getting some really good people though to
Uh,
interview. But I was like, I don't want it to be an interview. I wanted it to be like a conversation between me and someone else, and I need a co-host. And I connected back with Sharon because me and Sharon actually used to work together in school system.
wow.
So once Sharon followed her dreams down in Atlanta, working in Black Hollywood to be an actress, and I'm up here, fluttering around and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with my life. And we just so happened to run into each other at this event, and I was telling him, I was like, "Look, I'm doing this radio show. Don't you want to be the co-host?" So, and we agreed on it. We just had to find some time to get together and create the show, and we started just creating it from Sharon's kitchen table, and now we have our own studio out in Chesterfield. So,
And a
you know, we
nice, very nice studio. I remember
yes,
when
we
I
worked
first.
really hard to get it. Yes, a very nice studio, very nice area, very friendly, very welcoming. We make a lot of noise in there. I hope we don't disturb the neighbors, but our landlord is like, "Well, you're just doing your jobs." So
I
we don't.
remember coming up there and just being totally amazed. Like, first of all, to meet you and Sharon, and then like looking at your place, like, oh, they really got a radio station,
Mhm.
doing big things. Barry, is there anything coming up that we should know about? And let us know about that, and let us know, how do we listen to the Barry Farmer Morning Show with Sharon Lizzy?
Okay, so here's a great thing about collaboration that you'll have an idea and someone else might have a similar idea, and you put your ideas together. And what has happened since last August is I've collaborated with Lou Affirms, who is Louise Keaton. She works with Downtown Ashland. And we decided to do a networking radio show once a month where we welcome in different small businesses from across Central Virginia. And they
Okay.
come into the studio and we play games with them. They actually get some advertising time because they bought a ticket to the show. They get to tell all our listeners about their show. And we have a great time with that. And if you want to know about how getting your tickets, you can visit pharmacompanymedia.com and purchase your tickets for Happy Hour Vibes, which is the name of the show.
Okay.
So that part of being different and networking in a different way is what we like to do as well. So networking while on air for our listeners, telling our listeners about your business, networking the room of people who are already in the room, see if y'all can collaborate, and having a great time. They played pong, they had drink sipping the truth or dares or sipping have you never have I ever and things like that, things that you don't really usually do on radio, but they make it work. They are fantastic. So having that type of atmosphere and creating that collaboration is helpful. Now, the Barry Farmer Morning Show here in Richmond, K101.2 Pop, Odyssey app, TuneIn app, Apple Music app, pharmacompanymedia.com. We're not hard to find. You got a link. It's on social media on the link. Stacey Thomas post the link. You listen to Stacey Thomas, then you stay tuned right after this, and I'm going to be popping on with me and Sharon. We're going to make noise for the 4 hours that we're on, and and we're gonna get you all the way to work. And what I like about it is that we know people are not listening to the whole full hour, so you're gonna miss something. So you're gonna come back the next day. Maybe we'll replay it. We won't, but maybe we'll replay it, and you'll get the gist of who we are. I think one thing we do well is we come across very as our authentic selves and
You do.
who we
You
are
do.
as in person. Like when those mics go off, it's even worse. Like
I know, I know,
it's
but
even worse than what you
but
hear
in
on
a good
air.
way, in a good way.
In a good way. So we have to have our privacy as well as a show where we work together behind the scenes. But when the mics come on, we know we got to deliver and we got to do our thing.
Wow.
So that's where you can listen to us. We're not hard to find. BarryFarmer.com, Pharma Company Media, K101.2 Pop, Odyssey, TuneIn, and Apple Music. Google it, whatever you need to do. We are not hard to find here. If you want to connect, if you want to advertise or sponsor something, a segment that you think we can use, then you just hit us up. We're always looking for experts too. So if you have a segment idea and you wanted to up your marketing game, come talk to us about what you do. We have some great people coming on as friends of the show soon. We have a relationship expert, we have a chef, we have a wealth advisor, we have who else we have? We have a few other people that are starting to be our friends of the show for 2026. So make sure if you have an idea, or if you have an industry that you want people to learn more about the ins and outs of, then you can come on and inbox me or email us or visit the website. Let me know all about it, and we'll figure something out.
It's 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 been great, Barry.
Thank you, Stacey
It's
Thomas.
it's been great, and I guess I let everybody know too. Barry's like the first one that gave me a chance with radio, and the first time didn't work out, not because of Barry, but because of Stacy. And
Stacey hard headed.
I'll say this. So for those of you who are watching and listening, I went back to Barry. And I said, Barry, can I come back like a child? Can I come back? He said, yeah. I really
Yeah,
would have
Stacey
thought you would
Thomas.
have
We're
blocked
going.
me. I really would have thought you would have blocked me.
Oh
But
no, no.
I I thank you, Barry Farmer.
Absolutely, Stacey Thomas. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have someone come on that's blessing my platform, whether they're blessing me or my viewers and listeners,
Mhm.
or simply if you want to bless us all. Thank you, Barry Palmer. Have a great night.
All right,
Bye
now, Stacey Thomas.
bye. Bye. That was a great one, right? Follow Barry Farmer. He's on Facebook. And announcements before we go for those of you who are watching and those of you who are listening. February 21st is going down in Petersburg, Virginia. Petersburg, Virginia. Cyrus Webb of Conversation Media Group will be in Petersburg, Virginia. He will be teaching 3 classes: podcasting, marketing, and social media. You can find the event on Eventbrite or contact I am Stacey Thomas. It is called The Power of Presence, Petersburg, Virginia. Oh, and we've got a plus. Amazon. He's a top Amazon influencer, top media personality on Amazon Live, and has given Cyrus gifts to give away at the event. So we're going to have fun learning, and we're going to leave with some great gifts. Be sure to follow Cyrus Webb. You guys, I like to always say, let's be thankful. Don't stress too much about yesterday. Don't worry too much about tomorrow. Or you might miss living today, okay? Thank you again to our sponsor for tonight's show, Tawanda R. Parker. Check out our Sassy Granny's Old School Word Search book on Amazon. Have a great one, everyone.